That got recorded. All right. I'll get us started. Welcome back, everyone, to another Spill the Tea with me, St. Ginger. Today, I have my lovely friend and the sweetheart, Ericka Lynn, who is also a singer-songwriter. We met at a singing-songwriting camp. Wow, that sounded great. Singer-songwriter camp. Almost a year ago. Not quite.
Yeah, almost.
We were both on the short list, and not the short bus to get there. And
That was questionable.
it is always questionable. Do you want to tell us what song you chose off the album? Just a reminder, everybody, this is going to be a deep dive into one song on the album, Beautiful Reckoning, my most recent release. And Ericka has chosen her song to be...
Absolutely. It is Take Me Slowly, which I'm super, super excited about talking about this song, which is the most unique song on this album, which is why I'm so excited to talk about it. And thank you again for having me. I'm super honored to be a part of this.
I'm so glad you were able to do it with me.
Yeah. So chat with me about this, because I really want to know the nitty-gritty, kind of the details about this song.
Well, what do you want to know?
Exactly what I just said, girlfriend. Like, let's talk about the details behind this song. You know, for me, it really stuck out to me just within the first 5-10 seconds of the song. You know, as a songwriter myself, I know within the industry, a lot of people say you want to catch people within that first 5 to 10 seconds, and that's exactly what it did to me. It just made me feel super vulnerable within the moment. So I really want to hear about where it came from and what made you decide to write a song so vulnerable.
I think the song is probably the most self-explanatory song on the album about what it's about. However, I mean, it's a breakup. It's a breakup song, but it's also that song that's like, I know we're done, but I'm not quite finished. And you know, I want just a little bit more.
I can honestly say I've been in several situations like that. Several situations like that. And I wouldn't be where I am and who I am with today if I haven't been in those situations.
Well, yeah, we all have to have those here and there, don't we?
We do. But I like before we even get into that part, I kind of want to.
Right.
Yeah, right. We'll spill the tea on that later. But I kind of want to go back to more of like the beginning of the production and where it hit me again as an artist. Like that very first organ hit, like that haunting, ethereal kind of just the falsetto in your voice, like that just got me. And when I texted you about this song, I knew it just didn't fit the rest of the album. It was like that oddball of a song, and you're probably going to be really surprised that I chose this song. And you were like, you know what, actually, this was one of those songs that I wrote a long time ago. So I want to know, when did you write it? Why did you write it? And what was the feeling behind when you wrote it?
So you're right, it's the oddball song. And it was literally thrown on the week before we went into recording. And it was a song I had from 2009, my time living in Baltimore. And it's an interesting song for me because of the way it was written. I was gifted these tracks from a guy who I don't think is any longer living. I've tried to track him down. He had a lot of stuff going on in life, and I suspect that as much as I hate to say it, probably ended his life. And so this track was something, he gave me 3 tracks to work with and said, do with them what you want. And they were very orchestra heavy tracks for the most part. And I had basically half of, not even half, because it's a short song too. I had like the half of the song, and so I just looped it. And this is like my first, diving into like doing my own production,
Oh,
which
bro,
is
I've been
now we
there
see
too.
why I don't do my own.
I get it.
But I looped them back to back, and then I sat with it, and I knew where I was in life, and I was coming out of it. I think I had actually at that point been out of it for a while, but I recognized, like, there's always this thing when a relationship is done, and sometimes we have these relationships that you end and then they just kind of keep coming back around and around and around, and you go out of it and you get into something else and then you're back in it, and it was one of those relationships. And there was definitely some tension between me and this person sexually. I'm just going to use the word because why beat around the bush, so to speak. So we aren't English here.
You don't have to sugarcoat it with me.
I don't have my props. My props are Southern. I obviously don't have my British accent on either. So, it was that, like, I just want one more little morsel of what we had. And the way we got there fastest was through our intimate time, to say it nicely. So it was written in 2009. I came in with this track. I gave my producer Joey a couple options because I had a couple songs, and I let him pick. And this is the one he picked. And I'm really glad he did, because it's one I've always wanted to have, like, done properly. I had performed the song years ago with just a guitar player in Baltimore, but having it fully built out and having a full band, like, take it to where they took it, because it's very different than the demo, but also there's similarities, obviously. So that is the background of this one. I do have two more that I have tracks from this guy, and one will never be put out in the world. The other one might be.
How reassuring did you feel when Joey, who at least I personally also know from our songwriting camp that we did, is a quiet, humble genius, I personally feel, for him to have chosen a song that you did so long ago, that you wrote yourself, that you really put, I feel, your heart and soul into at such a vulnerable state, a vulnerable part of your life. It was very naked to, I know what we're talking about here, but very stripped and an unclean state of mind almost, a part of your life. And to be reassured like that, I think that was really a cool thing. Like, how did you feel about that he chose that?
I mean, I was actually a little surprised that he chose this one and not the other one, because the other one fit the album a little more. But I'm grateful he did, because it's a special song, and also just to, like, know that I wrote this one completely and totally on my own, and not that my other songs weren't written by me. Some of them are a lot of me, and then there's co-writers on most of them. This one was 100% me in a small room in my own home back in the day in Baltimore, in my tiny row house, and that's when I did it. And I can picture the room now. It's funny. It's actually kind of a cool office.
Bring it back, design.
I know. So, yeah, I mean, it's a big honor to have somebody, like, say, yeah, we should do this one. And then to have it also be, this song was brought back for this album because it was actually pushed a lot further into a more trip-hoppy vibe. And in order to have it fit the album, I had to have Joey pull the pedal back a little bit in the best of ways. Like, what he did was gorgeous and wonderful, and maybe that one will get released at some point, but not on this album. So yeah, I think that just knowing that what I was able to do on my own. It just kind of, oh yeah, I do know what I'm doing.
Absolutely. It's that, again, it's that reassurance.
Yeah,
right?
I can write a song.
It's exactly. It's that, oh yeah.
And
Well,
you know
maybe
what else? I
am
can sing it
also a
too.
genius. Right, and I gotta say too that I am excited and I'm grateful too, because if it wasn't for Joey reassuring you and saying yes, we should do this, I wouldn't be sitting here listening to it and have gotten a chance to make it a part of my life. And I wouldn't also be reliving those experiences that I've gone through and saying, you know what, I also had to go through those situations to get to where I am. And I'm just really grateful to have music to remind me that we're all human and we have to go through shit too, you know, to get to a better, you know.
I mean, isn't that why we do this in the first place?
Exactly.
I'm like, that right there is a huge gift, because like the fact that I got to do this, first of all, and then like to have it do what it's supposed to do in the world and resonate with someone else. That's the whole point.
Exactly. And that's
Yeah.
why I do what I do as well and continue to do what I do as a songwriter. And it's what brought us together in the first place and why we're sitting here doing what we're doing right now. And I'm super excited to see and continue to see what you're doing and do in the future too.
Yeah, because you know there's things coming.
Yeah, I'm super excited.
That we're not going to talk about.
Right. Not yet. My next question for you is lyrically, because I've gone through this song so much, and I've, as short of a song as it is, and as straightforward of a song that it is, it does resonate with me a lot. And one of the lyrics that sits out to me or stands out to me is pretty close to the top of the song, and it's, "You left me out in the cold. My heart is broken and it's growing so alone." That just really resonates to me. But for you, is there a certain line or a lyric within the song that just fell out of you or that still resonates with you so much, and why is it?
For sure, and I mean, it wasn't even it was like that. Map of your flesh embedded in my mind. Like that for me, like is so visceral. Like every time I say it or sing it, I can literally, like, it's like this like map that's like in my fingertips and always will be in my fingertips of that human. And I think, you know, we all have some relationships, that not every relationship is that way, but yeah, there is a mapping of that person in my mind, and it will always be there. And this is years ago.
Right.
So, you know, and I also like to, I love that I came up with it.
Again, it's that quiet music in there.
that is feel good. But like, it's like, that explains it all. Like, you know, like there's literally like this map that's been that's happened because you've been with that person so many times that you know every inch. And it's embedded completely.
And what I love too about lyrics, and specific in this song as well, is the visualization behind it all too. And you know, we were talking and joking earlier about things that can become music videos, right? And I think that also helps people just in general relate to songs, is when they can see it just within their mind. Like just what you were saying is, you know, just that one lyric, I can see literally in my head a visualization of that one line. And it becomes...
It would be one steamy video.
Oh, yes, it would. Wake Up Sex is real!
I'm not sure that it's actually...
I don't know. It'll be R-rated. It's HBO.
Yeah. I'm not sure that one's going to get done.
HBO 3 a.m. only.
I mean, yeah.
Hey, look, you know what? PC, okay? All right. So I do have I want to tap into on a device side of things here. Like when I listen to take me slowly. It really does, like I've said several times already, it does take me back to a certain time within my life, a state of mind where I've been through several pretty tough relationships where they've been on the verge or coming to an end. And I've known that it's needed to come to that end, but you don't want to let it go, but it needs to, in order for you to move on and become the person that you are today, right? What would you tell someone? What wisdom would you give someone?
Oh, words of wisdom again from
Yeah.
St. Ginger.
Hey, look, you know what? Saint Ginger.
Take them as you
over here.
will, because
Saint Ginger over here. Like, what
I
set
mean,
of wisdom
the
would
words of wisdom from
you
St.
give
Ginger.
someone?
I feel like I need like a little halo that comes
I
with this
know,
segment.
hello. I'm gonna send you one. I'm gonna send you one. What set of wisdom would you give someone else on the verge of an ending of some form of a relationship, just to finally accept that ending, you know, embrace
Well,
it in order
I
to
think,
move on?
you know, obviously this was a long time ago for me, and it was a young relationship for me. It was not it was an adult relationship, but I was young in my way of handling things. I think the better advice I can give is know that when you get through it, it will help you grow in some way or shape or form. And the parts of that you left aside while in that relationship will come back to you. Because I think for me, this specific relationship, there were a lot of things that got kind of shoved aside of my own. And, you know, I did things that I wouldn't probably do as I would now, for sure, because I wouldn't tolerate it. But, you know, I think the big thing is know that you are still you, even if you've set things aside within a relationship. And when you come out of it, and you will come out of it eventually, how messy and clean or dirty or whatever it is, that's kind of your maturity level on both sides of it. And also the understanding that it's not all here permanently, and that we're meant to meet people and leave people to learn things. And so, and Pippi's come along. She should make a visual appearance at some point, but she never does.
That's okay. I don't need to see her. We know she's there.
Yeah.
We know she's there.
So, I mean, I guess what I'm trying to say is that you will eventually step out and step into who you are in a bigger and more beautiful manner.
I think that's a beautiful way to put it. And you're 100%.
Oh, hello.
There she is. Here she came. Look. No, I think that's a beautiful way to put it. And there's another song right there. There's another song.
There's, you know, we had this happen last time, and it's
I
like
know.
there are things that come out of these conversations
All the
that
time.
and the stuff I'm writing, because I am writing again. We didn't really talk about that, but the stuff I'm writing right now is pretty deep. And I think oh, there she is.
The other one.
And I think, you know, it's because I'm in a space where I've done this big album and I've kind of put all this stuff out, and none of us is super surface level, but I think there's been a vulnerability that's come out of it, and you kind of end up in this space after doing an album where you're like, okay, I've released all this out in the world. I'm just waiting for the world to give it a big hug. And now I need to go become a recluse for a while, which is what I did, you know, for a month and a half. And I'm kind of emerging out of what that time period was like for me. And it wasn't all pretty. And so some of what's coming out of that is like back into this really vulnerable space. And so I don't know how I got off on this tangent, but
You're taking it slowly. Hey.
but I'm taking it slowly, but not in that way.
Right. You don't need to go in the sheets. It's okay. No, it's a good
All right.
thing.
Well, Ericka, thank you for doing this with me.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. I'm always here whenever you need me, whenever you want to talk, whenever you want to write.
I know, we do need to do
I'm
that
always
together.
here. Absolutely. I'm always
And thanks
here.
everybody for joining us for another silly 20 minutes or so
Absolutely.
of shooting the shit. Oh, I'm sorry.
Man,
Spilling the tea
tea.
with me, St. Ginger. I'm getting better at this.
There you go. And Ericka Lynn, check me out on
And
Spotify.
Ericka Lynn today, who's by the way, in Greenville, South Carolina.
That's right. I'm in Greenville, South Carolina. You can find me.
My heart is broken, I'm growing so